Coreen, what are some, I mean, I'm going to guess it's similar to what you ended up creating in the course, but if there's anything else you would say about like how you actually get into the zone around creating or checking in with values.
I like both of you are talking, and I'm like, yeah, me too. Which isn't a surprise because we're, in this work, talking this through together. And I think that's a big part of like we have our team meetings, and we'll often talk about them together. Like, oh, I had this situation, and like my value of this was really jammed up, right? And we'll do some coaching with each other, and that I think is to have two highly competent teammates that are walking me through and helping me like shine a light on things in a different way, or teasing out really good questions where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't see that one coming, or I didn't see that one at play, and I'm gonna have to do some more thinking about that. And having people that deeply know, like where we know each other's values, and we can ask really good questions, or be like, hey, this reminds me of that time that you had this other thing happen. Is it connected to those values that were showing up at that time? And just having like partners in reflection, and partners in values, partners in safety, like having those conversations, I think partners in community is really lovely. I want to also reflect that every single time we go through like a live version of values, know your values workshop, where we're like, okay, now everyone go in and pick your top values. Or when we go into other workshops where we're like, okay, if you don't have them, go get your top five or whatever. By the way, top five is not that like a magic number. Just, have a cut that where we're not looking at the 40 or the 100, have like a manageable group. And as Christina and Ali both pointed out, it can grow and shrink as needed. But people really struggle. This is really hard. And I just want to say, like, picking five values, for example, is difficult, and it should be. It should be difficult because we're asking you to negotiate with yourself around who you are and what you stand for. Like it's no big deal, but it is a big deal. It should be hard because this is um, like a deep compromise with your unconscious self. Like you're really like, is it this or is it this? And you're having these like conversations with your unconscious mind. And it's like, let's acknowledge that's really an unusual thing to do, and a lot to ask somebody in a live environment. So normalize that. If you're finding it difficult, it should be. You're doing it right if it's difficult. And if it's not difficult, you may not be taking it as seriously. This may be a little bit of like, you know, family is important to me because I'm a good person and family should be important, right? And then, being honest. Well, obviously, a good person would be honest. Like, if it's that simple, you might not be diving into it enough, but that's a good place to start, even if you get that far. That's cool, but know that you need to dive down a little bit deeper. I absolutely have a list on my phone. And that was really important to me when I first started like articulating, like using this in conversation, where would have to like, what's going on? Why am I so upset? And then I'd have to pull them up on my phone because when I'm in distress or in conflict, my logical brain isn't thinking of solutions, but I know enough to be like, wait, I can phone a friend. It's on my phone. I can figure it out. And then I can talk about things in a more logical way with other folks, saying, you know what, there's something funny here about like this doesn't quite feel like an honest conversation. And in framing it in a neutral way, like not that you're dishonest, but there's something that's not being said here. And it's kind of bothering me. There's something it doesn't have to be dishonest, but just something unsaid or something going on in the background that isn't out on the table that we need to talk about. And that really helps me in the moment. And then I journal incessantly. I don't want to brag about that, but it's kind of weird. Like I buy thick journals. I'm not like oh, let's buy this cute little like 10-page one where, I'm gonna like log my how many steps I took today. Like these are binders of paper, and I'm writing out, here's what's going on for me emotionally, or even like just tracking things that happen. And I'm always like underlining the value words because I'm just getting it out. And then I'm coaching myself through it, which is fun. And just to watch like how my brain is sharing my values without my brain even noticing that I'm sharing my values until my brain goes back in and finds my values. It's some kind of inception thing here. And then the other piece I do is I self monitor a lot. When I'm caught in brain loops, when I'm caught with like talking to myself, and I look at my dog's like, "Oh, are you okay?" That tells me that something is going on for me that I need to like. I'm stuck in a conflict, and I haven't done the work to understand what is frustrated and what I would prefer instead. I haven't done the work if I'm stuck in a brain loop. So I won't go into too much because the values based planner absolutely. I designed it in a way that would help me do all like I can't even talk about it better than what Christina said. Uh like looking at my week, my month ahead is important. Tracking on a weekly daily basis, like, am I getting there? Did I get closer on these so that I can be like, I'm still neglecting this value, or I'm really satisfying this one, and I am knocking it out of the park. And then doing that reflection at the end of the month. How do I feel about this month? You know what? There might be some really good reasons because these values got over satisfied. And again, these little guys are like out in the cold, and I really thought I thought I was nailing it, and I really wasn't. And I need to pay closer attention, do my own satisfying of them. Like whatever I'm intending, it's not working. Whatever I'm asking other people to do, it's not working. So, what is in my span of control? Where can I satisfy these values? Because I need to get them back in a place that feels right for them, and will bring like integrity, like living in integrity with my values back on track.